There's a number in your head right now, a number you believe your home is worth. Maybe somebody told you, maybe you looked it up on Zillow. Maybe you remember what the house down the street sold for a couple of years ago, and you've been holding on to that number. And here's what I need to tell you today, that number is probably wrong. Not because your home isn't valuable, it is, but because the luxury real estate market in Dallas in 2026 is operating by a completely different set of rules that it wasn't even 18 months ago. And if you don't understand those rules, if you go to the market with the wrong price or the wrong strategy, you could leave hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table. Or worse, your home could sit and sit and sit. And a luxury real estate, a listing that sits is a listing that dies. So today I'm going to break this down for you completely. What's actually happening in the Dallas luxury market right now. The 5 specific factors that are driving or dragging your home's value in 2026. The 3 mistakes I see luxury sellers make over and over again that cost them real money, and what you actually need to do if you want the true number for your home. Stay with me. This video is going to be worth your time. Hi, I'm Selden Toole, and I'm a real estate agent here in Dallas. I specialize a lot in the luxury market, and I'm talking the neighborhoods, the price points, the buyers and the sellers who are operating at the highest level of this market. Preston Hollow, Highland Park, Lakewood, Devonshire, Bluffview. I look at this market every single day, and what I want to do on this channel is give you real information, not fluff, not the kind of generic content you can find anywhere online. Real, local, data-driven insight that actually helps you make better decisions about one of the most valuable assets that you own. So if that's what you're looking for, hit subscribe, turn on notifications. I post every single week. Let's get into it. Let me start with some context because I think it's really important to understand the environment we're operating in right now. A lot of people look at the national real estate headlines and they get confused. They hear things like the market is cooling, home prices are falling, and they apply that to their luxury home in Dallas. And that is a mistake. Here's what the data actually shows. The broad Dallas housing market, we're talking starter homes, mid-tier homes, and properties under $700,000. That segment saw price corrections of more than 3% in 2025. Higher interest rates hit affordability very hard. Buyers in that price range got squeezed out. But the luxury segment, homes priced at $1 million or more, the segment posted a 3.5% gain in the same time period. Let me say that again because it's important. While most of the market was going down, luxury went up. And so if you drill into the most prestigious enclaves in Dallas, Highland Park has an average home price that now exceeds $2.2 million. Preston Hollow is consistently pushing $1.8 to $2.5 million and higher for estate properties. And those aren't random numbers. These are the results that a very specific set of forces are working in the favor of luxury sellers right now. And what are those forces? The first one is buyer profile. Luxury buyers are fundamentally different than conventional buyers. They're not sitting around waiting to see if rates go down another quarter of a point before they make a move. They're paying cash or they're accessing private banking products that are completely disconnected from the conventional mortgage market. The interest rate environment that froze the mid-tier market, it barely touched the luxury buyer. The second force is inventory. In the most sought after Dallas neighborhoods, inventory is still extremely tight. Think about Highland Park, think about University Park. These are established, built-out neighborhoods. You can't manufacture more land. You can't create more addresses on Beverly Drive or Maplewood Avenue. When demand stays strong and supply stays constrained, prices hold, and in many cases, they climb. The third force is migration. Dallas has been and continues to be one of the top relocation destinations in the country for high net worth individuals. We're talking executives and entrepreneurs leaving California, finance professionals leaving New York, and business owners leaving Illinois. And these are people who are arriving in Dallas with a significant liquidity and clear intention to live well. They're not looking for a starter home. They're coming straight to the luxury market, and they're competing for the same limited inventory that you own. So that's the big picture. The macro conditions are generally favorable for luxury sellers in 2026. But, and this is where I really want you to pay attention, macro conditions don't sell your specific home. What sells your home is a precise understanding of the micro factors that determine its value. Let's go through those now. I'm going to give you 5 factors. These are the 5 things that are most directly driving luxury home values in Dallas right now. This isn't theory. This is what I see in the actual transaction data every single week. Factor number 1, location precision. Now, I know you've heard location, location, location your whole life, but in the luxury market, location has a different level of granularity. It's not just about being in Dallas. It's not even just about being in the right zip code. It's about which street you're on. It's about your specific school district assignment. It's about whether you're inside HPISD boundary or just outside of it. It's about proximity, Katy Trail to North Park to the best private schools in Texas. In some parts of Dallas, a half-mile difference in location can represent a $500,000 difference in value. That's not an exaggeration. I've seen it firsthand. So when you're thinking about your home's value, thing to do is zoom in, hyper-local data, not citywide averages. Factor number 2, finishes, condition, and renovation recency. The luxury buyer in 2026 is not looking for a project. They're not coming to your home with a vision for what it could be after a 2-year renovation. They want it done. They want it beautiful. They want it now. Wolf and Sub-Zero appliances, quartzite or book-matched stone countertops, hardwood floors with no squeaks, no gaps, spa-quality primary bathrooms, smart home integration that actually works seamlessly. And here's the reality. If your home was last meaningfully renovated more than 7 to 10 years ago, even if the bones are incredible, even if the architecture is stunning, the sophisticated luxury buyer is walking through your home with a mental calculator. They're adding up the cost of the new appliances, new countertops, new flooring, new plumbing fixtures, and they're subcontracting that number from what they're willing to offer you. The homes commanding top dollar right now are the ones that are pristine, update, and move-in ready at the highest level. And that gap between a well-maintained, recently updated home and one that needs work can easily be $300,000 to $500,000 in the luxury market. Factor number 3, lot size, privacy, and outdoor living. This factor was important before 2020. And after 2020, it became non-negotiable. The pandemic fundamentally changed what luxury buyers expect from outdoor spaces. A covered outdoor living area with a fireplace, fully equipped outdoor kitchen, a resort quality pool with spa, mature trees, privacy from the neighbors in Dallas. We have over 200 days of sunshine a year. The ability to seamlessly live outdoors and indoors is a major value driver. And here's something that's specific to Dallas that buyers care deeply about: lot privacy. Infill neighborhoods, places like the M Streets, Lakewood, and parts of East Dallas tend to be a lot narrower. In those neighborhoods, smart outdoor design, mature landscaping, and well-excluded fence lines do a lot of work. In neighborhoods like Preston Hollow or Bluffview, the lots can be a half acre or more. The raw land component adds significant standalone value. Know your lot, know how it compares to what's selling around you. And factor number 4, off-market positioning and access. This one is not talked about enough. Some of the highest priced luxury transactions happening in Dallas right now are not on the MLS. They're happening through private networks, agent-to-agent communication, private buyer databases, exclusive previews before a home ever goes public. And here's why this matters for your home's value. Scarcity drives luxury desire. When a highly qualified buyer learns about a property before the public does, when they feel like they have access to something rare, something special, they move with urgency. They move at price. They don't lowball. They don't nickel and dime. They want to secure the opportunity. Now, this only works if your agent has a network and relationship to execute the strategy. But if you're sitting down with a listing agent and they're not at least raising the question of an off-market strategy, you should ask them why. Factor number 5 is days on market and what it signals to buyers. This is the factor that I tell every single luxury seller is one that they should fear most. And the luxury segment, perception is everything. If your home goes on the market and sits for 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, buyers start asking questions. What's wrong with it? Why hasn't it sold? What are they hiding? And they start making offers to reflect that uncertainty. Pricing reductions in luxury real estate is not just painfully financial, they're reputation events. Every time you drop the price, you're publicly signaling to the market that disagreed with your original valuation. And buyers pounce on that. The homes that are achieving record sales in Dallas right now are the ones that were launched correctly, priced with precision, presented with elite level marketing, launched with momentum. They create urgency, they attract multiple interested parties, and they sell fast at or above asking price. The outcome doesn't happen by accident, it happens by design. Okay, now let's talk about what I see go wrong, because knowing the value drivers are only half of it. The other half is avoiding mistakes that cause sellers to leave money on the table. Mistake number 1, pricing based on what you paid or what you need. I've had this conversation more times than I can count. A seller bought their home in 2018 for $2.1 million. They put $400,000 in renovations to it, so now they want $2.7 million. And I understand that math. I completely understand the emotional logic behind it. But here's the hard truth. The market does not care what you paid. The market does not care what you need to make your purchase work. The market only cares about one thing: what a ready, willing, and able buyer will pay for your home today based on comparable sales, current demand, and present condition. When sellers price from emotional instead of data, one of two things happen. Either they get lucky and find a buyer who didn't do their homework, or, far more commonly, the home sits. Days on market pile up, and eventually they end up selling for less than they would have gotten had they priced correctly from day one. Price your home based on the market, not based on your memories. Mistake number 2, relying on the wrong data sources. Zillow has become a cultural touchstone for home valuation. I understand it. It's convenient. It's right there on your phone. But Zillow's algorithm does not know that you just installed a $150,000 custom kitchen. It doesn't know your primary suite was redesigned by a nationally recognized interior designer. It also doesn't know that your lot backs to a greenbelt and has complete privacy in the back, which is increasingly rare in your neighborhood. It uses broad, automated data, and the luxury market, broad and automated, is the enemy of accurate. The same goes for pulling random comparables. A $3.2 million sale in a neighborhood 2 miles away does not automatically translate to your home. Luxury comps need to be hyper-specific. Same neighborhood, similar architecture, similar finish level, similar lot characteristics, recent sale date. Work with an agent who knows how to build a real comp analysis, not someone who runs a CMA in 2 minutes and calls it done. Mistake number 3, treating your luxury listing like a standard listing. This is one that breaks my heart when I see it. A truly remarkable home, stunning architecture, incredible finishes, beautiful setting, listed with average photography, a generic description, no video, no strategy, no story, just another square on Zillow. Luxury buyers are not transactional, they're emotional. They're buying a lifestyle, they're buying a feeling, and the way that you create that feeling through an elite level presentation and storytelling, cinematic video, drone footage, professional photography that took a full day to shoot, a property description that reads like an invitation, not a data sheet, digital ad campaigns that reach buyers in New York, California, and Chicago, because your buyer may not be living in Dallas yet. Your listing is a brand. It deserves to be launched like one. So where does that leave you? You now understand the market. You understand the final value drivers, understand the mistakes to avoid. And here's my honest answer to the question in the title of this video. Your home's real value in 2026 can only be determined by a professional, hyper-local analysis done by someone who is actively working in your price range, your neighborhood right now. Not a national algorithm, not a friend who sold a house 3 years ago. Someone who has walked through homes like yours in the last 90 days. Someone who knows which buyers are actively in the market for what you have. Someone who could look you in the eye and give you a number they'd actually put their name behind. And that is a real comparative market analysis. And that is what I do. If you own a luxury home in Dallas and you want to know what it's actually worth in this market, let's have a conversation. I'll come by your home, I'll analyze the data, and I'll give you a real number with a strategy behind it. No pressure, no obligation, just honest information. Look, you spent this time with me today, and I want you to walk away with one clear takeaway. Dallas luxury market in 2026 is generally favorable for sellers who are strategic, but strategy matters. The right price, the right presentation, the right timing, the right network. Those things are the difference between a great outcome and a frustrating. If this video helped you, please share with a friend or neighbor who may be thinking about selling. Hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. My contact information is in the description below. Let's talk. Thank you.